What's up, everybody? It's your girl Jess, and if you see what I'm seeing, you know what this video is about. We are finally here after 84 long years. Oh my goodness. This is like the house tour of the year of the last 2-3 years, however long we've been trying to get Melanie and Nick to Del Sol Valley. Guys, it's here. Let's give us all a hand, because it's been an epic journey, and I appreciate you all sticking with me and sticking with the story and cheering them on and all that good stuff. But guys, we are finally here. So I'm already gonna talk a lot. This video is gonna be way too long and I'm sorry. I'm not, but you know. I'm gonna try and not talk as much in the beginning because I'm gonna talk throughout. So, all right. But first, let me explain why I'm super excited about this house and why I've been hyping it up and telling you guys over and over and over how bad that, you know, like I want you guys to see this house tour. It has nothing to do with my feelings for Melanie and Nick, you know, like it has nothing to do with the story. I love this house, and I've been waiting for this moment because I have done so much with this house. For those of you who know me very well, you know that me and build mode don't always get along. I am not a builder, at least not in The Sims 4. That is just not my ministry. But I think there's only 1 or 2 people who know what this house used to look like. This is not what I downloaded from the gallery, not by a long shot. So I'm gonna show you guys what the house used to look like so you can understand like what I did and like how, you know, so much of my efforts is in this house and why I'm so proud of it. So here is what I downloaded from the gallery. Can you believe that this used to be this? It's amazing, right? Okay, so let me tell you a story about this house. I am extremely picky when it comes to downloading house for my main characters and even some of the side characters. Like, I don't like sim houses, you know, like a lot of sim houses, they look great on the outside and they look plain on the inside. They have extremely large rooms, you know, like there's space for no reason, and you know, things are laid out weird, and you know, I just don't want that. Like, I want a house that I might live in. Like I like the layout to be realistic, you know, like I like it to be, you know, designed realistically. I don't like, you know, futuristic and Barbie house and spaceship house. Nah. Like, I want a house that I can drive by and, you know, say, hey, that looks like a house that I saw, you know, on my way to work or whatever. But because of my pickiness and because like I had certain requirements for the house, you know, like they were downsizing, so it couldn't be too large, but it couldn't be too small either. And even though they are downsizing, like I wanted them still to have certain rooms in their house. So it had to be big enough to have, you know, like Mel's studio and Nick's nerd cave. So I had a very hard time finding a house, and I was ready to give up, honestly. So when I saw this house, I was like, it's cute for someone. I just don't know if that's my Sims. Like, Melanie could get down with this because she's simple in terms of like, that's not true. She's not simple. She just adapts very well, you know? Nick, on the other hand, Nick was not trying to have like, you know, a nice suburban family looking house. You know, Nick has finally made it. Nick didn't grow up being a celebrity. Nick didn't grow up with money, and, you know, now he has everything he wants, and he wants that life, you know, like he wants the nice car and he wants the nice house. You know, not that he's materialistic, but he just recognizes that he worked very hard for what he has, and he deserves nice things. So I was very nervous about this house because I was like, Nick is not going to like this. But the backyard was so pretty, and I was like, you know what? Let's just download it and look inside, maybe it's like a hidden gem. And oh my goodness, it was. I mean, like, you guys remember when you first saw the pictures when they went to visit it for the first time? All of you guys love this house. I don't think I remember anyone saying, can we go back to Oasis Springs, All of you love this house. And so when I went inside, I just saw so much potential, and, like the size of the rooms, and even the ability to, expand via having stuff in the basement. I was like, this is it. I'm sorry, Nick, but this is going to have to be your house. Like, I don't know what I can do to convince him that this is the right move, but this has to be the house because, like I told y'all, I was tired. I was ready to give up. I was ready to settle for something that I barely liked. So I let the house sit for a little while because this part of the story was way in the future, and it just wasn't time for me to start thinking about this house yet. But every now and then I would load up this lot and, try to figure out how to make it, something. But like I said, I'm not a builder, and, creativity doesn't come to me like that sometimes. But one day I decided to just try, because I knew there was no way in the world I was going to get Nick to agree that this was the house for them. So I was like, okay, I just have to try, like I'm not a builder, but I'm not inept, like I can build things. I started by chopping off the roofs. You can't see my mouse because this is a picture, not a live feed, but on top of the master bedroom, that's not a room, that's just a roof. So I got rid of that. And then I got rid of the rooftops on the other side, and I just made everything flat. Once everything was flat, it just clicked. I was like, oh, I know exactly what I need to do to this house. I know exactly what it needs to look like, and it's gonna be perfect. So I worked on the house. I changed out the windows and the doors, and I painted it white, and, did like black trim and everything. And, this is where we ended up. This is what you saw when you first came to the house, and you all loved it. So without further ado, let's go inside and look around. All right, so we're gonna come through the front door like guests, and voila, here we are. Nice little, it's a very tiny foyer. It's literally from the stairs to the wall. But, you got your nice little chair, like when somebody comes by and they need to wait for someone, like if they had a butler or something and they say, oh, just have a seat right here. And they have a wedding picture at the front. They have wedding pictures everywhere. Oh, okay. Let me explain what's going on right here because some of y'all are looking at me crazy right now. So clearly the blue one is a thermostat. This one is part of a set I downloaded a while ago. And I was like, you know what? This will be very cute to have in the house. So this is like the intercom system that they have at the gate so they can see who wants to come to their house. True, there's no gate. You saw it for yourself. There's no gate there. But in my mind, there's totally a gate. I mean, this is Del Sol Valley. This is like the Hollywood Hills. What do we call it? Del Sol Valley Hills, I guess. I don't know. This is like the hoity-toity area of the city. They're 5-star celebrities. They have a gate. There is no way they are going to live up here and just allow people to come on their property. So, with this fictitious gate and intercom that they have, somebody would, buzz in. You would get a video feed of, who's there, and they'd be like, hey, it's your parents. And Melanie and Nick will be like, oh yeah. And, they buzz them in and whatever. So before I get started with the tour, let me explain one thing, and then I'll explain another thing some other time. I wanted to have a scene where Melanie and Nick met LB for the first time in their home. And she came over and she was asking them like all the, discovery questions, hey, what are your favorite colors? What kind of style do you like? What are you looking for? Blah, 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 blah. That whole get to know you process. So LB can walk away and have an idea of what they're looking for in the house. So she could have a little plan together and get started. But there was so much going on. I just couldn't find a space in the story for it. Like, this would have had to happen like immediately after they came back from Del Sol Valley at the movie premiere. But they traveled to Semdania to go to Princess Diana's wedding. And then immediately from there, they probably went back to Del Sol Valley to meet LB in the house, to let her in and show her around. But, I couldn't show that because I had already moved on. That's something that took place in conversation only because we had Harvest Fest and then there was Winter Fest and I had to switch over to Rodney for a minute and then I had to go to Nate's house and, there was no time to have this conversation. But in my mind, this conversation did happen because it was very important, especially for how I was going to style the house and I wanted you guys to understand why I made some of the choices I did. LB asked about their favorite colors. And of course, Melanie said her favorite color is pink. Everybody knows that by now, I think. And Nick said his favorite color was black. Nick does wear a lot of color, but at the end of the day, he's very much a fan of black. And you probably noticed that he does wear a lot of black. So, after their conversation was over and, LB went and did her creative brief, I guess, or whatever, she came back and told Melanie and Nick that the color scheme for the house was going to be black and white, just like the outside, with pops of pink. But she also added a fourth color, just, so everything wouldn't end up being pink. She added baby blue. So that's what you're going to see throughout the house. It's going to be like the main colors are black and white, and there's going to be accents of pink and baby blue throughout the house. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, let's go into the dining room. Hey, Melanie. As you can see, they're already living here. Some rooms, especially, Nick's room, had a lot of stuff in it that I just was not interested in fishing for again in build buy mode. So I put it in their household inventory to bring over to make it easier for myself. So clearly they had to be in the house for me to retrieve it. So that's why they live. Let's hear what she's playing. She's playing with emotion. So I guess she's like properly breaking in her house because she's so happy to be here. Look at her smiling. Okay. I don't want to lose any light, so I'm not going to let her play for too long. But yes, this dining room though. Isn't this amazing? Sorry. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Ta-da! And it's true, Melanie and Nick don't really have a lot of people over, so they personally won't miss having that large dining room table that they had at their old house. But, it is kind of a shame that they don't have more room to, have people sit around the table because, everyone's going to come. I'm pretty sure at some point, both of their parents are going to be there at the same time, which means Noemi is going to be there. And, they're going to have a house full of people for a while. And I just wish that everybody could sit at the table, but we got bar stools. And then we have a couch. So, it's really nice that this space is all connected. So even though they're not all together at the table, they can still all be together. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, the kitchen. It has all the latest and greatest, hottest technology, top of the line stuff. LB, like Melanie said, is very good at her job. And when they come into the house tomorrow, maybe soon, I don't know when I'm going to post the chapter, but it's going to be very soon and immediately after this. But LB has set up, like some refreshments for them to, welcome them in their home. So, here's a nice little toast they can do to their new life. And, if not, there's some water, and here's Bailey's cupcakes, because Melanie, she got that sweet tooth and she loves carbs. As you can tell on the sink, the welcome wagon has been here already. We got some fruitcake, but we didn't clean up before this video started, but that's okay. We're all family here, right? So I'll put these skylights throughout the house. I don't know if I'm going to keep them. I'm going to have to see how the light works. But at the time, I thought it was a cute idea. But yeah, here we go. Nice fridge. Nice cabinets. Like, I would really love these cabinets in my house. All these top of the line appliances. LB got them some starter groceries, so they don't have to run out to the store real quick. They got some bread and some fruit and farm fresh eggs, because farm fresh, you don't have to put those in the fridge right away. At least that's what I'm saying, for the reason why they're out on the counter. And look at this range, y'all. Like, I want this range in my house. It just looks so fancy. They got the top of the line, not top of the line, they got the most popular cookbooks, even though Melanie doesn't really need it because she's a very good cook, but she does like to experiment, so I'm sure she'll find something in there. But all right, then the nice little chill spot with the bar. I really love this area because even though this house is like super chic and sexy, it's still cozy. Like, I feel like even though it's fancy, I could still take a nap in this room. Like, this couch is so inviting, and I personally want to take a nap on it. You got this nice plush. That's not an ottoman. That's actually a coffee table. But it just looks so homey and comfortable, and that's what Melanie wanted. That's what. Yes. After she renovated her old house, it did feel more comfortable, but somehow it just wasn't comfortable enough for her. So I think this is going to do it for her. So just like Kenya said, we made a basement, and we'll go down there in a second. For those of you who have seen my previous house tours, I don't show bathrooms, but I'm gonna show y'all all these bathrooms. Because I did them, and I'm proud of them, and I love them. So here's the downstairs half bathroom. Yay. All right, and the living room. Looks like Nick is in here watching a movie. He is so into this movie. The theater nerd, he is very much into this movie. So if you remember, I changed out the fireplace. It took me a while to decide to do that because I honestly didn't mind it, but I was like, I want something thinner and more modern because there's not a lot of floor space in here. I mean, not that they need a lot of floor space, but I personally wanted more floor space than what they had. So yeah, they can walk all the way around. Nice, expensive piano. At least I hope they can walk through here. I mean, in real life you could, but Sims don't obey physics a lot. And this painting is from their old house. Like, I love that they still have, like, even though they got all new furniture and barely took anything old, like, I love that they still have elements from their old house. Okay, so like I said before, the theme, the color scheme of the house is black and white with pops of pink and baby blue. But in the bedroom, I decided to do the opposite because The bedroom is supposed to be relaxing and chill and you sleep in there. So I figured it needed to be darker. So we're doing, sorry. Outside, it's black on white. The inside is white on black. You can call it the love den, since it's so dark. But yeah, so got this nice bed and a little Che lounge. Is it Che or Chase? I don't know. I used to say Chase, but then I heard someone say Che, and I'm like, maybe they're right, because I don't speak French. But yeah, here's their sitting area if they want to like get up and read or go over their calendar on their phone or something. And they got some nice pictures and accents in there. And so I wanted them to have a full-length mirror because they just have to. I mean, like, there's no way I'm going to give them like one of those dresser mirrors. But I didn't want to take up any more floor space in here because they don't have much. Like, this is the door area. You don't block that. And I didn't want to put anything right here. So I chose the only other available wall for a full-length floor-to-ceiling kind of mirror. All right, for those of you who remember what this house used to look like, you're scratching your head right now and you're like, Jess, Jess, what's in there? I'll show you in a second. The bathroom. I love it. Can we pretend that this is a double shower? Like, I don't really know why I didn't put a second shower head in there. I'm assuming it has to do with the fact that it would block this door, so they probably would have a routing error, but I'm pretty sure if I didn't do it, there was a reason for it. So I made it like this because in my mind, I wanted it to be a double shower, but us storytellers, we just have to pretend a lot. So, yep. This is the bathtub that was in there. I never changed it. I didn't want it to take up a bigger footprint, so I didn't want to put anything more modern in here. I mean, I still might change it because it does look kind of old to be in this room, but I don't know. It's not bothering me. So, sorry. Yeah, and then, there's this shelf that has all their stuff that LB so nicely put together for them. Just like Melanie said, LB took all their stuff and packed it up and shipped it so she could set it up for them. So when they walk in the house, they don't have to unpack anything. They don't have to carry anything on the plane. They just have to walk in and live. This picture frame, the first time I saw it was years ago. And the only thing I said, I was like, you know what? This is so cute. This will be perfect for Melanie and Nick to put like honeymoon pictures and maybe pictures that other people don't have, and put it in like a special place that only they would see. And so when I made this bathroom, I was like, it's going in the bathroom. True, it clips into the wall, but I mean this thing, but sometimes move objects just doesn't work like you want it to. Okay, hold on. Before we leave the bathroom, let me explain that other room. I think when we first went to the house, that room was actually a lot bigger because that space was not, like, it was a big square and there was a fireplace in there and there was no closet in there. Downsized or not, I just had to give Melanie and Nick some sort of walk-in closet situation because, I just can't see them being in this nice fancy house and having a dresser in their room, No. They are far beyond the level of having a dresser and a mirror in the room, and that's it. So I carved out this space, and this was going to be a walk-in closet. And as you can see, it would go from here to there. And with the closet system I was using the Charlie Pancakes one. Man, that thing is huge. Like, those shelves take up a lot of real estate. And because of that, I could only get one shelf in there. And so, you know, this wall was going to be covered, and so they barely had space to walk in there and get their stuff. And for a while, I was okay with them having a walk-in closet. But the closer I got to being finished with this house, the more I began to become unsettled with the fact that they only had a walk-in closet. I mean, they had a freaking glam room at their old house. True, yes, I understand that they downsized and that, you know, a glam room, you know, was not a part of the plan. And, you know, Nick said this to Melanie several times. He was like, you know, hey, we have to downsize. Are you going to be okay with, you know, losing this and losing that? She's like, yeah. I don't need all this stuff. I don't want to say she's simple, because she's not really. But she's very adaptable, you know? She is simple, because she doesn't need to live a glamorous life as far as like living in a, you know, big house. And like when she was in college, she was perfectly fine with that little 2-bedroom townhouse her and Gabby lived in. And, you know, she's fine with normalcy, and she kind of wants that. But, you know, she's far from normal. Anyway, I just couldn't leave them with just a walk-in closet they could barely walk in because of the shelves I put in there. So I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it, because there's no way for me to add on to this room without destroying the integrity of the house. Like, you know, I'm not a builder. I did enough construction when I took down those roofs and I painted the house and, you know, put in the windows and stuff. That was enough construction for me. I didn't want to do any more construction, but something needed to give. So one day it came to me. I was like, okay, this is going to be super weird, but at least they're Sims and they don't know better. So here's what I did. Ta-da! There's a second basement. Their glam room is downstairs. True, it's weird that they have to walk downstairs to get dressed and do their hair and, you know, all that stuff. But it's better than having just a closet they can barely walk in. This wardrobe, because it is weird, you know, and kind of inconvenient for them to walk up and downstairs and get dressed and stuff, they're going to put like their necessities in here, like, you know, underwear, socks, t-shirts, pajamas, you know, stuff that isn't that important, that they wear a lot, and, you know, like they don't need to get all glammed up for, and, you know, stuff they can wear quickly. That's what's in there. But for when they need to get dressed and need to put on, you know, some shoes, and they got the glam room. Look at this, y'all. I mean, come downstairs and what do you see? Bam! Fancy bags. All right, I'm gonna come this way. I'm not gonna look in the mirror yet, because then it'll give away the rest of the room. But yeah, so we got this nice little painting, and I don't know what's in here. I'm guessing it's like more t-shirts and underwear and socks and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, but let's pretend Melanie has more bags than this. Melanie isn't really a bag girl, but she wears them. Mostly because Nadia buys them for her. She's not really a bag girl. Like, if you've noticed, the only time we ever see her carrying a bag is when she's with Nadia. Anyway, okay. They got this nice floor to ceiling mirror. This is what I wanted to put upstairs, but like I said, I didn't want to take up any more floor space. I mean, yes, okay, it doesn't take up that much floor space, but it looked better down here. Jeez. Okay, so they got, you know, some random seating down there. I guess like if somebody wants to come and talk to them. More drawers. Their jewelry and see this butterflies, you know. Of course, this is Melanie's area, has all her stuff. And then Nick has an area. I mean, of course, he's not going to sit there and like brush his hair or anything, but I figured his and hers vanities. I was about to say, what do you call this? His and her vanities sounded cute to me, but yeah, so it's all their clothes and, you know, stuff that they don't need, like suitcases and, you know, whatever stuff that goes on shelves. But yay, this is the glam room, and I'm so proud of it. Like it's really a weight off my shoulders because I was really unsettled about this. Oh, we outside. I'm so silly. Where am I? Okay, we're back. Cool. Okay, so let's go outside. Let's walk through the house like they would. Nice little wedding photo triptych. Wilkinson's in the house. You know, I was very conscious of Nick's presence in this house because you guys know that I tend to ignore the man. Not that I ignore him, but this is Melanie's show, and you know, I tend to focus on her more because, you know, this is a legacy and she's the heir, so, you know, but it made sense that Melanie had more of a presence in the old house because it was hers and Nick moved in there. But when I was getting ideas for this house, I was like, okay, you know, we can't have only Melanie's family and, you know, pictures of her and, you know, her siblings and stuff all over the house. True, I don't have that many pictures of Nick and his parents, which is why I put their picture in a place of honor at the front of the house because, you know, we just don't have pictures of them. But, you know, like I did want to make an effort to include the Wilkinsons more. All right, we out here. That pool is beautiful. Okay, so we got our outdoor eating spot. Very nice. I love it. I want to eat out here myself. And on the other side, we actually have the hot tub. The hot tub used to be in that corner where the basketball goal is. But A, that hot tub was ugly. And B, this corner of the house was so empty. Okay, true. It was not empty. It had an outdoor fireplace and some chairs, but I just didn't feel it was appropriate for this house, you know? And so I got rid of it. And of course, that left a hole in the house. And it was gonna stay there until, you know, maybe when they have kids, that's where the kids stuff can go. But the real life LB gave me some ideas. And so I moved the hot tub over here. And then luckily I remembered that Nick used to have a basketball goal at the house. So I was like, oh, we can't forget Nick again. So I put him a hoop out there. It's not a big space, but he can shoot threes. So I guess that's all he really needs. And maybe when the kids come, you know, we can put kid stuff over there, and or you know, we'll make room for them somewhere. But this house doesn't have all the green room that Melanie wanted, because you know, this pool pretty much is the backyard. I could make it smaller, but Nick is very, very excited about this ginormous pool, and I'm afraid of messing with it, because he's been telling everybody about this ginormous pool he says he's going to live in. And then over here we have the outdoor living space. I think this was done when you guys saw it, because this was one of the first things I did in the house. But if not, here it is. So I took away the fireplace and opted for a fire pit. That's more appropriate for this area, fire pit. Rich people like having fire pits in their house, in their yards. I'm going to make them spend so much time out here. Well, at least I'm going to film a lot of scenes out here, because I just, this right here is me. Like, when I get rich, not famous, and I can, you know, build a house how I want it, I want an outdoor living space like that. Something big and comfy and, whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so while we're here, let's go to the, actually no, let's save the basement for last, because the basement is special. I'll meet you guys upstairs. All right, so we're upstairs, whoops. And I put that ginormous picture of Melanie and Nick. They have two ginormous pictures. Here's a cute little reading nook up here. So, you know, guests can come and chill out, have their morning tea, read the newspaper or whatever. Oh, so these are Nadia's parents. I think I showed you guys that picture before on Tumblr, but in case I did not, that also means I never explained the relationship. So even though they don't exist, and to take this picture, you know, they exist in a different save. Actually, I made them long time ago, because there was a point in the story where I wanted to do a flashback of Nadia's life, so we can kind of understand where she came from and why she is the way she is. But apart from just wanting to do it, I didn't have a reason, and it would be extremely random, and you know, y'all know me. Everything has to make sense. I just couldn't find a proper space to do it, so I never did. But in my head, Nadia's parents existed in the story, and they only recently died, actually. So that means that Melanie, Nate, and I haven't quite decided when they died. So I don't know if Noemi would be familiar with them or not, but probably not. I'm pretty sure they were alive when she was born, but she definitely would not remember them, because I don't think they would have been around, you know, long enough to see her teenage birthday or anything. So anyway, yeah, so that means that Melanie had a relationship with these people, because clearly she's a lot older than Nick. Nick. She's not older than Nick. Clearly she's a lot older than Nate. And In my head, they were just as welcoming and open to Melanie like Nadia was. So she grew up with these people being the only grandparents she's ever known. And she loved them, like they were really her grandparents. So that is why she has pictures of them in the house. There are 2, and this is one. Nadia doesn't know she has them, so she is gonna be on the verge of tears when she sees them. Okay, so upstairs we have all the guest suites and a hall bathroom and a 4th room behind this wall that is unfinished. And I'm pretty sure you can guess what room that is. So let's start with this one. We'll call this guest room number 3. And despite what it looks like, this is guest room number 3. Got it? All right. Oh man. Guest room number 3. Because you have to have a room that has double occupancy when you're expecting guests, right? Right? And Melanie loved the kids. And she has Evie. So she might bring her kids one day. So she got to have a room that's kid friendly. So yes, we did decide to keep the child's room a child's room, and it'll just be here until it gets used. But it's going to get used. I mean, somebody's going to sleep in here. Probably Noemi. Like if they ever come and both sets of parents are here, yeah, this is going to be Noemi's room if that ever happens. Okay, and then right next door, we have the bathroom, the hall bathroom that goes with guest room number 3. Ta-da! Bathroom for guest room number 3. Isn't that cute? Little toothpaste, toothbrush holder, little boat. Okay, the next room is guest room number 2. Now, Melanie didn't have a whole lot of ideas for the house, but she did have some particulars to when it came to these guest rooms. So she wanted the main guest room to be like the nice one, the super fancy, super sleek one. So that's where her parents are going to stay. And then she wanted the second guest room to be more casual and slightly fun. She didn't create this room for her sister because she would never do that. But she had Noemi in mind when she gave LB notes for this room. So that is what we got. Ta-da! So yeah, it's still black and white just like everything else, but we got pink in here. It's softer. There are blinds instead of curtains, and a super fun looking pattern for the rug. It's a little bit more cozy in here, I think. I don't know. Probably not. That was and she put a silly picture in here. To further facilitate the whole casual and funness of this room. But y'all know this gonna be the room that Yvonne wants to stay in. Cause the other room is gonna be too fancy for her, even though it looks very similar to this and has very slight differences, but whatever. Y'all know Yvonne. All right, so both of these are guest or en suites. So I didn't do anything terribly fancy in here. When I got get together and I saw this tub, man, this tub goes in everybody's house. I just love it so much. Like, it's base game, but it's super fancy. Like I can't afford that tub in my real life. Those glass doors, y'all? Those things are expensive. Okay, and finally, guest room number 1. The main guest suite. Hey, y'all. Are the lights not? Oh yeah, I didn't put too many lights in here. So, yeah, so we got these nice heavy drapes and, you know, a nice, really tall wardrobe and the fancier bedding. Looks like you're in the presidential suite at the hotel. We got pictures of both parents, you know, because we don't want to favor one over the other. So this is the parents' room. And, you know, you got to have a mirror. Their bathroom is slightly nicer than the other one, but it's still, it's a bathroom. Because, you know, Nadia is going to be in this bathroom. So, yeah, we got to make it nice. Okay, so that is upstairs. And like I said, this other room is empty because we're not ready for it yet. But, okay, I'll show you in there. It's the nursery. Boom. I started, so, let me just go downstairs. When I first put this house together, I did have a nursery in there. But once we got infants and all that baby stuff, I was like, you know what? None of this stuff I have is appropriate anymore. I mean, not that it wasn't appropriate, but, you know, I just didn't like the room anymore. So I tore it down. But after thinking about it for a while and speaking with the real life LB, we decided that it will be kind of weird for them to have a nursery and no baby. So when the baby comes, well, not is born, but you know, when the baby is baking, we'll get the nurse. We'll call LB again, and we'll get the nursery together. So one of them neighbors came down here, made some popcorn, and didn't wash the dishes. So down here in the basement is where we have all of Melanie's old pictures. So, you know, like, look how old these pictures are. She might still be she's still a teenager in this picture. And this is in Sulani. So these are all the pictures that she used to have in her office and in the living room. Oh, forgot about this bathroom. See, that's it. But yeah, so when you come from the stairs, you land in this little kitchenette area. I didn't want to have like a full kitchen in the basement because, you know, like I said, we downsizing. We don't need to be like super, super fancy. So they have a mini fridge and a sink, a microwave and a water machine, and the popcorn machine. That's it. This is not a place where they need to be hanging out. But, you know, when you have movie night, you need, you know, like you might want to bring a meal or something down here. So, you know, it makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so these walls are obviously very white and very plain. So I was like, you know what? I know how to fix this. We're going to put all Melanie's pics down here because for a long time, these walls were so blank. Speaking of blank, this hallway was super blank. I mean, this hallway isn't that long, but it's too long to have nothing on it. So LB decided to give them some other art. And so this hallway is going to be like their little art gallery. Now, these pictures, she chose them for a purpose. True, the purpose was because I like these colors. But when I saw this swatch of this set, like all 4 of these are in one set, I was like, oh look, it's Oasis Springs and Strangerville. So I'm saying that LB chose this particular set because it had meaning to Melanie and Nick. Well, to Melanie really, because Nick has never been to Strangerville. But yeah, because like they have a lot of wedding pictures in the house, but I didn't want it to be only wedding pictures, and I didn't want to start repeating pictures. Like if you see a picture, it only exists in this one spot. Unless it's one of the tiny ones that, you know, go on tables or something, but I only wanted one instance of every picture. So I had to start putting other things down here. So yeah, this is their little art gallery. I actually just got these guys a couple of days ago. I was like, oh, I gotta put these line drawings in here. So, okay, let's go back up to the gym. I like the gym. It's simple, but it's cute. And I like that you can see what's going on in here. So it's easy. Nick likes these, you know, positive mindset, positive self-talk type things. So you'll see posters like this all over the basement. LB didn't pick the exact same ones they had at the old house, but she decided to give him some new ones. So it's the gym. That's it. That's it. And we have this spa-like bathroom in the gym. It's a full bathroom, obviously, because you might want to take a shower after you work out. I like this. This is all one set minus that Peacemaker salt and stuff, but I really like this set. Makes me want to take a bath. That's a light, not a shower. Okay, so let's come out of the, sorry. Come out of the gym, first door on the right. Yeah, I am smarter than a 5th grader. This is Melanie's space. So if you come in the room and immediately turn to the left, you have the office side of the room. So clearly it's filled with more pictures and all her stuff, all her streaming stuff. You know, her and Cam, they got that YouTube situation. And then on this side of the room is her what is this? Her YouTube studio. So she stands at the X, and so you see this in the background. And these black things on the wall, if you're not a music person, these are, I don't actually know the proper name of them, but they absorb sound. So if you go to like the orchestra or concert halls or whatever, you'll see these things, especially like in practice areas, like practice rooms. They'll have these things in there, and studios, because clearly like you don't want outside noise in where you are, and you want to try and keep what you have going on inside in this room, you know. So I'm pretty sure Melanie can get quite loud. So these things will absorb the sound so Nick doesn't have to hear her. So here's a studio. I like it. So that's the booth. LB really hooked her up. I mean, Melanie does not need all this. But LB figured, hey, if you're going to be in the music business, you need to have the right stuff. So she can hire an engineer or something to come record her, or she can learn to use this herself, but it's going to be kind of hard to get in there and sing and play and then do the controls on the outside. But this is her booth, and of course we got the sound absorbing panels in here and a speaker so she can hear them talking to her through the mic. There's the mic and her music. And yeah, that's Melanie's space. Okay, finally, let's go to Nick's area. That's why I wanted to end the house tour down here, because Nick's room is my absolute favorite room of the house. It didn't occur to me until last month how to put this room together. And when I got it, I really got it. So let's go. Ta-da! Isn't this just the coolest room ever? True, this is way too much clutter for my personal tastes. But this is Nick. Nick is kind of sentimental. And so he has to have all his stuff. Be kind, be brave, be you. And there's the... Wait, what did I call this guy? Guardian of the Nerd Cave. He is going to flip out with this TV. It's way bigger than the one he had. But look at this. Look at this. LB hooked him up. He has a curved screen just like mine. And these nice speakers. Oh man, Nick is gonna freak out. But yeah, here's some pictures of his family from a while ago. Dudes don't have pictures of their parents and stuff around like girls do. So, I mean, it makes sense to me why we don't see Levi and Yvonne more around the house, but I just wish we had more pictures. But I love this rug because it's perfect for this room. Like, it looks like the D-pad on the controller. Isn't that perfect? Like, the house tour is over, but I can't get out of here because I just love this room so much. And we got the LED strips back here. I just love this room. And you know what? So when I moved them to this house, there was something I forgot, so I had to leave the lot and come back. When I came back, guess where Nick was? He was right here. He was sitting on the couch, just playing games on his phone or browsing the web or something. I was like, see, Nick, you know where you belong. But anyway, that is all I have for you. I'm sorry, not sorry at the length of this video, but you know, I just had to show y'all everything and explain everything because, like I said, I put my soul into this and I'm so excited. So I won't keep you any longer. I hope you have a good day, a good night, and that you're healthy and well and you're safe. And I will see you in the next chapter. Bye.